Alright guys, give me a minute. Got a void pack loading up in the background. Finally getting back to doing some streaming. Just been very sick and had a very bad voice for quite some time. I'll leave the details alone, but just really haven't had the voice to do it or had a bit of willpower to do it. I am way further in this mod pack than I was in the last video. I had an intermediary video kind of set up, but even that, I'm now past that point, so don't really see much of a point of uploading it. I might. It's not much. It's maybe a few minutes of footage, but it's just been kind of a death of a thousand razors because I'll like log in for like 20-30 minutes, do a couple things and log out, and it's been like 3 weeks of that. So not really a whole lot I can show in any like consistent way. So all right, switch this over to the right screen. Meh. Move on to another song. Moo. Yes, we have some animals. We have lots of grass. We have lots of planting stuff. Now, of course it would be raining the moment I start streaming. It hasn't rained. I haven't seen it rain in quite some time. Ow. Alright. Personal things. I haven't really changed much. I managed to level up the lumber axe. Hello. Oh, it's first loading that in. Lumber axe, iron matok. I made some shiny stuff. They're just really high durability. I don't use them too much, but they have good damage. And after the whole AFK sieving stuff for a long time, I had a lot of shiny, so I decided to use that. Still running on some crop power. We have automated sieve running. I had some more smaller automated stuff set up, like little things like this one I'm still using quite heavily. Actually, I should probably cook some potatoes. Oh, Rain, can you just go away? But I have those potatoes. Where'd they go? Oh yeah, also have a jetpack. It's the lowest tier jetpack. If you're gonna start doing like building like on this scale, you need at least the lowest tier jetpack as kind of a safety line. Alright, that's where I put those potatoes. Now, this is the culmination of all the automation, the little stuff I had going. At the moment, it really isn't doing a whole lot more than producing carbon and then carbon nanotubes, which you can craft into diamond blocks. This is going to evolve as I get better tech and can speed things up, but that's going to be our basic strat, is carbon into diamonds as quickly as possible without the server admin getting too shitty about lag, which has been an issue the past couple of days, maybe a week. The server has definitely been a bit of a lag intensive ordeal. So, is there anything else I needed here? No. Now, some of these farms, I can't remember how far I got into the farming. I know I'd started some of these farms, like these three here, probably. And these ones up here, definitely not. They all have auto farmers in them. At the moment, they're not really doing anything because they don't have any upgrades. I need redstone for that. And I have started on magical crops. I kind of did the cheaty way, which, yeah, I did it definitely the cheaty way. So you check out warps, the mall. I raised up a bunch of money selling some of the ores and stuff that I have. Where was this guy's shop at? One of these guys has a really good shop with just like all of the magical crop seeds, so I totally cheesed that. I don't like grinding magical crops, but magical crops are useful. So he sells pretty much everything seed related to magical crops, so I just bought a couple and then just farmed them out. I didn't go crazy spending a whole lot of money on it, so. Cheesy strat, I know, but I just really didn't want to have to do the necessary mob grinder, grinding out Minicio and all that stupid stuff. I don't really want to deal with that, so I didn't. I gave him a good bit of money and I just started grinding it out. Now this is relatively new on to things. I did get a couple of things. I needed leather badly, and this is before I remembered that you could actually like get cows and stuff relatively easily. Minicio, need that just because, and this is all redstone, which is the main bottleneck. I do plan on expanding this. However, I don't think these progressive automation farming station things will work with magical crops. Only the farming station or the mine factory reloaded harvester planter combo. But we'll get into that at another time. I'm not really wanting to do too much automation. Oh yeah, has some pigs over here too. Actually, that's something we can do real cheap and quickies right now. So, where's some seeds? I know I have seeds somewhere. Alright, now the Ex Nihilio mods, this is Compressum, has these things called bait. So here's some chicken bait. They don't stack either, which is kind of annoying, but understandable. I need Le Bucket. Le Bucket. I don't remember how far away we really have to be. I think over here should be far enough. This is definitely something you should do a little earlier on than I am. I totally forgot about the concept of getting better animal spawns using things like bait. So, and you place it in the world. We'll give you a little prompt there in the text box telling you the bait is working in this environment. You should get away, so it'll spawn. And in theory, it'll spawn a chicken because I use chicken bait. There's cow, pig, sheep, etc. Should have some should have some fencing around here somewhere. Yeah, there. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But for the moment, I'm just going to do some building and hanging out for a while, see if anybody shows up. It's stupid late, I know, but really? What? Inventory desync nonsense. That's been actually happening quite frequently. What? Why won't it place anything in there? Oh, it's an invisible item in the world? What the? That's kind of weird. Alright, let's make sure that doesn't get back in the hotbar again. And that's why we have at least the cheapest tier of Jetpack when we're doing this kind of building. Now, the basic idea of what I'm building here is this is going to be the roof. We are at, is it like Y120, 130, I think, roughly. And this is going to be the roof. And over time, I'm going to naturally, landscape it, make it look reasonable. For the moment, I'm just doing a flat roof so I can do easy, large farms and the like. Which farming is going to be kind of a key thing for quite a while. Especially with the magical crops. I need to make up more money and just go buy at least a little bit of everything that guy has in stock. F7. And I have, like, this is the edge of my claim, and I have a frame built out to every side of this. Now, most Skyblock servers don't give you quite as much space as this. This is actually quite a, I would say, generous amount of space to work with for a Skyblock on a public server. So it's going to take quite a bit of time to fill this all in and just get one layer done. Now, I'm not going to do any of the other layers below this until I get a builder's wand, because this is going to take forever by hand. Or at least a section of it. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole thing, but if I can get my automation and diamond production up and running the way I want it to, then I shouldn't have to worry too much about moving quickly up the food chain, or the tech tree, whatever you want to call it. It got away. Oh well. Now, where am I getting all this dirt? That's a great question. I should probably explain, because this is not that well known of a mechanic. Now, Minechem, in my opinion, is one of the better and least utilized mods, especially in this server, or in this mod pack, and a couple other mod packs. It doesn't have a whole lot of equipment, but what equipment it has is stupid flexible. So if I didn't have a bit of an iron shortage at the moment, I would have definitely more of these. And these are right now just working on carbon. But if you look up how to make dirt, chemical synthesis machine. 1 silicon dioxide will give you 1 dirt. All right, how do you get silicon dioxide? Well, 1 sand gives you 16 silicon dioxide. So 1 sand is 16 dirt, totally not broken, and wonderful to abuse. Now you can turn it into grass if you add like some cellulose and a few other processes. And I have automated that in the past. If you check out the previous world I've done of this, you would definitely see the setup I was using. I can't remember if that's like 4th or 5th episode, maybe 6th, somewhere in there. It was near the middle or near end, but you'll see the setup I was using for that. Now at the moment, grass spread isn't too bad, and I have been just kind of casually building anyways, so I'm not too worried about it for this top layer. So that's how I produced a lot of this here. I think it was like, oh god, a stack of sand turned into like a row of dirt. Or 2 rows of dirt, actually. It was a lot more dirt than that. So totally broken, totally cheesy, and effective. One bottleneck actually at first was making that outer ring. That took a little while. Just because of how slow stone has been smelting. Oh, another thing that helps grass spread a little bit quicker, actually I should work on for a minute. Oh, did we get our chicken? Did we get our chicken? I don't think we got our chicken yet. No, no chicken yet. Okay. What did I need? Watering can. Where the hell did I put that? I believe I left it over here in this chest. Yep. While we're here. Alright, so where am I getting all my carbon? That should be something I should state. Oh my god, it's a lot of hydrogen. Get that out of there. Did this fill up again? Of course it did. Alright, I need another... Yeah, my inventory. I should have only made one of those. Dolly. Dolly. Now, what's supposed to go in here, which I ran out of, was carrots. Carrots go in here, you get retinol, because apparently carrots are pure retinol. Again, Mind Chem, gotta love it. It'll dump it down here, then we'll go up here, gets dropped into this chest right there. And retinol is basically carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, or what do they call it? Peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, hydroxide, whatever. Hydroxide, I literally just let build up and don't really care about. I do have to clean that out at some point, such as right now. And the hydrogen and carbon gets split. The carbon goes here to make carbon nanotubes. The hydrogen goes back and fuels this array of survivalist generators, which they only give you 5 RF per tick. Oh, hey, Madam Giggles. Yes, I'm still alive. I haven't caught any human malware lately. Well, I did early, long story, I'll talk about it another time, but I've just not had been coughing and wheezing in just really bad shape for the past couple of weeks. So, wasn't really able to stream and didn't really have the desire to as well. So, just explaining this monstrosity of temporary nonsense. Should have some carrots I can feed into the system. Not really. Oh, I don't have my jetpack on. Yeah, farms just need some time. The TPS has been really low the past couple of days. So it's had like a 2B2T vibe for a while. Alright. Dealing with grass. Watering can actually works surprisingly well at dealing with grass, and especially in low TPS situations. Yeah, feeling a lot better, doing a lot better. Finally don't have that scratchy, irritated throat and all that nonsense. And unfortunately, the gap between the last video and this video, which is almost a goddamn month, just, like, I never did a whole lot of any one thing. Like, maybe a half hour of play here or there, but it turned into just so much more that I can, and the little bit I recorded doesn't really do it justice, so figured I would just keep moving on. Besides, the more mid-game and end-game stuff is far more interesting in my opinion. However, a late-night build stream was definitely in order because I really wanted to get as much of this filled in as possible. How have you been? I've only lurked on your streams a couple of times in the past, 2 weeks or so. But yeah, watering can in the rain. Again, best Minecraft game ever. Totally not broken. But this is something I wish we had on like 2B or some of the other Anarchy servers where TPS can get pretty low. Because getting this like little strip of grass to just kind of forcibly grow in through here will fill it in so much faster. Yeah, I ain't mad at you for that. Where I'm at, we're just starting to get a couple of confirmed cases of it. You know, the human malware that YouTube doesn't like you talking about, apparently. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Also, nice side effect. You occasionally get flowers. which are always nice, especially on a skyblock. Yeah, and the TPS on this server's been... I don't have a tool to tell me, but I can generally tell, you know, how that goes. Anywhere from like 8 to 5 TPS, it seems to be. And it's not like there's too many people on the server. It's like a couple of players have some really big automatic farms or something, as well as just some weird little misconfiguration in the mod pack. The admin has been trying to figure it out and pulling his hair out. He actually just banned a couple of items because of it. So, which changes the strat on farming techniques or automated stuff. I haven't looked into it too much. Apparently it only affected a handful of like the really big players. If you look in chat here, this number next to their name is the island level. My island level is like 200 probably. After I get this grass spread in and place the rest of the blocks I have, it'll be over 200. But these really big guys like this mod here and Fate here, I don't know if you can really see it, the darkness, but you know, they're massive, like entirely filled up sections of their world. So like certain in-game items are banned, similar to how illegal items get removed on 2B, except it even refuses letting you craft certain things. So it's common practice on mod pack servers to do that for certain items that are just too broken for a multiplayer server. Yeah, exactly. It's an absolute pain sometimes, but I think they're doing a decent job. The admins have been doing due diligence. I think it's kind of hard at this point when you have players that are literally like, oh god, like 10, 20, 30 times beyond newer players with their just like large automated stuff. And I think they added a couple of mods, because I know that what is it? Draconic Evolution was just added. No. Was it? I'm not entirely sure. I have to go check the patch notes for the mod pack. But they've added a couple of things. Like a Draconic Evolution, I think was one of them. And then like Extreme Crafting, which has like some other stuff. I have no clue. I've never played a mod pack with it, so I do look forward to playing with that. But it's like AV something. I can't pronounce it. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but regardless. And that apparently some of the issues that happened was because of that. So but we're still pretty plebeian level of technology at the moment, especially on the technology stuff. I really haven't spent that much time with automation. I probably should put my auto sieves back up, and yeah. Exactly, Madam Giggles. That's the issue. It's just the scale of what they're doing is disproportionate to the scale of resources they use. Like, it gets it out of hand pretty quick. It's one of the inherent problems with public multiplayer mod pack servers. Oh, did we get our chicken yet? I don't think we got our chicken yet. Stop that. No, no chicken yet. Waiting on the chicken bait to start working. Up. All right, I'll leave that flower there. I'm not sure what I would do with the animals other than like have a small pen of them. I'll probably make some like stables or something somewhere around the perimeter. I'm not really planning on using them for anything. Like this top layer is going to be really just aesthetic purposes. Farming it first, that's why I'm just making it flat. But once the lower layers get built, that's where all the automation stuff will happen. There is a builder's wand. There's no cheap builder's wands. Let me look it up here. Ah. Inventory tweaks is kind of buggy. What the computer? Here we are. This is the normal builder's wand that you can buy or build from extra utilities. Obsidian, and of course a unstable ingot. Not impossible to make, but you need to get one of these, you need to activate it, and usually, at least from my experience, you die a couple of times trying it, because, oh, what's the thing? Does it say? Ah, here we are. Have you ever tried to divide by diamond? Of course not, because you're a sane and rational person who would never do something so full-heartedly dangerous. However, should you experience a brief moment of insanity, you can craft an unstable ingot. These ingots are existentially unstable and have 10 seconds before they explode in your inventory. They also explode if you leave the crafting GUI, or if they're thrown on the floor. Do not craft unless ready. Probably wondering why you do that, and yeah, it's just, I almost always die. Yeah, exactly. See, that's the thing that's really bad about this, is the ping. Now, I'm actually not sure. You might be able to buy them at the mall. Let me check. I haven't looked at that. Ah, finally, no more rain. Garbage rain. Alright, here's the stuff for, words. Words are hard. ME systems. What's this? Ender hair. Oh, okay. That's for, like, some of the ring or something. See, they have the creative one, which is $500,000, which honestly, that doesn't sound like too horrible of a thing to do. How much are diamonds at the moment? 20,000 for 8. Oh, that's to buy. No. This is all the buy stuff. Upstairs, the sell stuff. $32 is about 1,000. Uh, it's not a great deal. Well, that's fucking expensive. Yeah, see, this is part of the extreme crafting stuff. I don't know about these. These are like massively condensed amounts of that one material. I need to look up how that stuff works and strategize that level, but that's like far bigger brain stuff. And considering we really don't have money like that. Well, let's actually look. What would be the cheapest thing to produce to sell? This is all buy. I just... Okay, singularities, no clue. Don't know much about how to deal with that. You know, maybe instead of making diamonds to sell, coal actually might be better. Because I'm already making tons of carbon. I think the ratio on carbon is better with coal than that. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured they are, because just judging by the value in the admin store usually equals more pain in the ass. And definitely higher tech level. Let's take a look at this. If we were to convert, instead of doing diamonds, if we were to start selling coal. Oh my god, come on. Ex nihilo. Oh, see, that's way different. That's 8 carbon versus like 128 or 158, sorry, 258 carbon for just diamond. That might be the route to go. We might just switch to coal and just start selling tons of coal. Be a lot of clicking, but it's whatever. I think we might do that. Is there a coal singularity? Not that I doubt it. This all looks like... No? Redstone, gold. No, it doesn't look like there's a coal singularity. That might be the route to go instead of diamond. So, I don't know. We'll think about that. Stop that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why does it keep... I don't know. I need to put a book in there for chemistry journal. Now, this is going to produce a ton of carbon. Oh, is this thing jammed up again? No, it's still working. I've got to figure out something to do with all this hydrogen. I can't even burn it fast enough with this thing. We'll save the nanotubes for a rainy day. Don't really have a whole lot more dirt to go, so... It's like I have render distance 10 set on and can't quite see the other side. So this is definitely larger than a map art. I think it's like 200 by 200. I should probably actually check that. When I was figuring out where the edges were, I just kept building backwards in a straight line until I fell off. Not kidding, it worked. Only a valid tactic without killing yourself if you have even the cheapest jetpack. Oh, come on. I'm better at this than that. Come on. Inventory desync likes to do that. Oh, Madam Giggles, were you around when I was explaining how I ended up with so much dirt? If not, I'm probably going to make up some more dirt. And another reason I love Mindchem, and it's totally not a broken mod. What is it? Spiffing Brit says Biffing Spiff. I gotta remember that one. Spit? Yeah, it'd be the Biffing Spit. Perfectly balanced game. Aww. Rude. Even if I clicked up these ones I didn't place right, still too short. Give me that. Alright, well, tell me in what world does this make any sense? You can take, using the Mindchem stuff down that's making the carbon and all that, you can take one sand and turn it into 16 dirt. Totally not broken. And I think I'm out of sand. Mostly out of sand. Not mostly out of sand. That's like a lot of dirt right there. Oh, even more sand. That's going to be great. That's like a full inventory of dirt right there. I'm not kidding. All right. This isn't working on anything at the moment. So we'll just... we'll just dump that in there for now. And... yep, it's just going to make a ton of this. Silicon dioxide. Like, you get 8 of these silicon dioxide. And if you go to here, we'll let the carbon build up. And just put 1 silicon dioxide there. You know, that couple pieces of sand turned into like 32. Yeah, I know that's totally not right. But don't tell the fucking developer of the mod that. Like, not even kidding. This is the most broken thing ever. Now, it doesn't do you a lot of good, like, later on in the game, but early game, it's just wonderful. It's just cheap, easy dirt once you get it set up. Yeah, totally not broken. Okay, I want to make sure that that is disabled. Because I don't want this silicon dioxide to get dropped into here and then turn into silicon and oxygen, which are not even a part of my sorting system. It breaks stuff. Alright, we'll let that chew on it for a minute. Oh, we still have like another... Oh, we have tons of dirt. We should be able to fill that in with... What is that? 2 stacks of sand? See, that's how you make 2 stacks of sand. Fill in that area right there. Nice. Alright, good enough for now. Yeah, totally not broken. Come on. I'm usually a lot better at this than that. There we go. If I remember correctly, if you take silicon dioxide... Here, let's look it up real quick. Let's look at grass. Yeah, see, grass is fairly broken as well, because that's basically silicon dioxide right there. 2 oxygen and 1 silicon. And then you just add a cellulose, which is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. And you can get that from... you can get cellulose directly if you break down wheat. So maybe after I finish this kind of corner over here and get this all set up, I can reset up a actual dedicated machine to just basically print out grass blocks. We gotten a chicken yet? I was most distraught we haven't gotten a chicken yet. I set that up like at the very beginning. Hey, we got our chicken. I was using a chicken bait. Fences. You come over here. Get over here. Get over here. Stay put. I swear I had chicken bait somewhere. Oh, I got it out of my inventory because it doesn't stack with anything. To make up another. Whatever you do, don't make a lot of this stuff at once. It does not stack. What is sheep bait? Okay, sheep bait is grass seed and wheat. I think I used the last of my grass seed. Arguably easier. Well, for doing the larger sections that are over this way, yeah. But also, if after I get this section filled in and start doing all my magical crop stuff and automating that, farming, I should easily be able to have the money to just buy a builder's wand and not have to place by hand. You gonna stay there? Alright. Cool. And then next we'll grab up sheep bait. Might have to sift some dirt to get some grass seeds again, but then we'll make like a little farm, I think, like a little aesthetic farm over here. Like little farmhouse, maybe some like stables. Nothing actually productive in the grand scheme of things. The ultimate goal is this top layer here, the roof technically, would be more aesthetic build than anything. I'm tempted to just turn off inventory tweaks. It doesn't reliably work, at least on this server. Oops. Yeah, you gotta be careful with this fucking Iron Matok after it's leveled up so much. Like, it'll just blast through dirt. Seriously? Didn't even work that time. Great. I was wondering. Need lapis, lime. I don't think I have cactus. If buy a cactus, I could quite easily... Here, I'll show you. The particles that come out of it, I want to have the rainbow particles, so I have to get some cactus for that. Actually, fun story. The hotbar replace feature in Forge Hacks works really, really well. Like, even on 2B and low TPS conditions with high ping, it still just works. Not sure what magic sauce frickin' or whoever, Ox or whatever, did to make that work properly, but probably added a couple checks in there to make sure it actually did what it's supposed to do. It was actually a problem we ran into working on the Spawn Mason logo. Was stack replenishing. That item desync thing was throwing us, or throwing Legerve and I believe Ox. Yeah, it was Ox that was working on that with Legerve. And it just would not work reliably until they just said screw it and just started using the Forge Hacks. It's like, yep, you got to install Forge Hacks next to it, and then it worked fine. It was kind of hilarious. Ah. I think in Vortex it's auto or hotbar replace or auto hotbar or something. It's one of the modules in there. It's a relatively new one. Unfortunately, this version of Minecraft predates Forge Hacks, which is unfortunate. Also probably against rules, but details. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't tell anybody about that. Yep, pretty much. But it was funny because Legerve was like trying to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, with the hotbar replenish thing because it just wouldn't work. And he got frustrated with it. Then somebody told him, was like, the one in Forge Hacks works just fine. Then he proceeded to flip the table, you know. It was kind of funny. They are overly paranoid and were lying to you or just misinformed. Forge Hacks is perfectly clean code. As long as you get it from the GitHub. Don't just download it randomly from somebody who's like, oh yeah, here's Forge Hacks for you. No, don't do that. That's what he's probably talking about, to be honest. But if you get it properly from GitHub, no, never had a problem with it. Been using it since the 6th incursion, roughly. And like Legerve, who's one of the lead developers for Impact, uses it next to his client occasionally. And that's with his special build of Impact that he uses for his own personal use. Can I has watering can? Thank you. Yeah, as long as you get it from GitHub, you're fine. And if you're really paranoid, compile from code, or compile from the source code yourself. But I only see that as like additional paranoia level of stuff. It's probably a better idea, but I've never seen an incident where the pre-compiled jars had some garbage in it that shouldn't have been there. Yeah, pretty much. That is too true. It's like the whole debacle with the Mojang auth server fuckery. Did anybody on Constantium use that? I'm not entirely sure. I hadn't heard much from that camp. Where people were able to log in on other people's accounts in like offline mode or whatever it was. Because I have 3 accounts on a 2B. 2 of them are publicly known. And one of them, not even fellow Spawn Masons know that account name. I think there's only one person on the server that knows that account. And I have his IRL cords, so I'm not too worried about him leaking the account name, let alone doing anything else dirty with it. Because I knew something just like that would happen at some point. Because Mojang's been so careful in the past with their authentication of player accounts. Oh, no, not the bungee cord one. That's a separate one. Oh, wait, I'm getting the 2 confused. There were 2 of them. One that was actually an authentication issue, and another one that was a bungee cord issue. Because the bungee cord issue, we've had problems on Sal's server a few times with that one. Alright. It's at least circled in. It should naturally develop quite effectively. Well, if you were on a temp map at the time, then yeah, you're probably all pretty safe. That's cool, though. No chicken? Well, no, because the bungee cord one didn't work on Hightail or Hypixel, sorry. And Hypixel servers got hit with the same one that was a failure in the authentication of Mojang, or with Mojang. It was like reusing a old cert or so. I don't know the details. I had a write up somewhere. It was above my pay grade. I didn't really read it, but it was something a little more tricky than like offline mode from a bungee cord, which again, that was another valid attack that people did use. But something like that wouldn't work on Hypixel, and Hypixel got hit quite heavily with a couple of the larger streamers on there. I wouldn't be surprised. Fortunately, my 2 accounts that are known weren't anywhere interesting at all. Like, I think Warlord was like 5k from spawn, overworld, so very uninteresting location. And then Panda Pimp, I think, was at like a little mini stash out like 30-40k away from the old side of Smithville. Now, it would have sucked if my e-chest got cleared, but when that was going on, I didn't have prio on either of those accounts. So if Jared, and the only person that would care enough to do something as autistic as waiting through queue just to delete my e-chest, he would have had to have waited through a full queue to do it. So I think my stuff's probably safe. I haven't been able to check. I tried a week ago. I just couldn't get through queue without getting disconnected. And I just flip table, walk away. I'm not buying queue just to check my inventory on a block game. Yeah. Oh yeah, I unfortunately never made it to that base. It's sad. That would have been a fun one to at least see. Alright, enough of this. Let's get back to actually doing something productive. Well, Jared, I don't think has the computer resources to do it, but Nerds Inc. would. They'd be able to have like a proxy server set up so they could have like multiple accounts logging in through queue. I mean, that's something I've done in the past. Not quite a full proxy server, but locally I can offload on one of my VM machines a separate account logging in, waiting through queue. So I am really getting tired of this rain. I can pick it up before the clear lag? I did. Nice. Now I'm almost out of jet fuel to refuel. Ah, look at all that. Oh, come on. I think we're only generating 90 RF per tick, but the limiting factor of these damn pipes only transport 200 RF per tick. Blah. Actually, I wonder... Oh, shit. My inventory is completely full. Don't need that or that. Let's try and get some more power to this end bit here of machinery. I tried to add this redstone or leadstone energy cell. Give me some extra power to this thing, but this leadstone energy cell only transports 200 RF per tick. So, figure output. I need input on the back. Yeah, it's inputting on the back. There. Ah, much better. All right. Yeah, true. And other than being a spawn mason, I don't think Nerds Inc. really cares about me one way or the other. So they wouldn't have put that effort in for just to fuck with me. So. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it was 8. Oh, now I can't even enter that chest. That's rude. Problem. Jankiness. Suppose I don't need that there at the moment. Alright, where to fucking disappear to? Just save that for a rainy day, I guess. Oh, I didn't grab my jetpack. Good thing I didn't do anything stupid like just yeet myself off the edge. Haven't done that on this map, but I've done it before. Ah. Fucking hand. I think I'm trying to go a little too quick. That might be the rhythm right there. Okay. Ah. That's just a lot of failure right there. Oh, Elytra too. Oh my god, I've killed myself so many times because of that. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here in about 10 more minutes. Didn't quite finish up what I was wanting to do here, but got a decent bit of it done. Pretty sure I have enough dirt to almost finish it. Yeah, it's early in the morning for me, so I gotta get the day started. Fell asleep like really early yesterday and woke up really early today, so house is quiet, good internet. Been meaning to get a stream in and, you know, explain what I've done here over the past couple of weeks. Definitely going to try and get that last couple of minutes, though, in to make it around an hour and a half, so... Ah. Also, I'm starting to really fail at building like this. One of the quicker ways to fill in a large area by hand, but it's a little harsh on your click finger. And if your timing gets a little off, you start getting lots of failed places, and then it just like what little advantage you get from speed is just lost cleaning up your messes. Alright. There isn't any area too large there. That should really fill in with grass pretty quickly. Did we finally get our second chicken? Hey, we got our second chicken. Excellent. I'm going to make a point of, like, if I have some dirt left over, try and sieving it for some grass seeds so I can get a sheep. Let's see, what else do we have? Where'd those potatoes go? I should process those. I'm pretty sure I showed this off the last live stream I did, but one of the modifiers you can add to this thing, or augmentations, is something that basically doubles the amount of food that gets smelted. So, like, 2.5 stacks of potatoes will turn into 5 stacks. This thing's pretty much out of power. But that's been keeping it running at least. How much stone do I have? Not a lot. This thing's been painfully slow, too, just because of low TPS, and it has power. Not much power left. Any power. Guess it's a good thing I'm doing more potatoes. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you, Madam Giggles, for hopping in for a minute, chilling with me. Hope everybody has a good day, and I might stream a little bit later today once I get done with some of the things I have to do, but I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Wouldn't be more than maybe an hour or so. Just maybe continuation on building and perhaps doing some more farming, because we need to get our magical crop game like way up. Redstone's doing pretty good. Ender pearls are going to be needed. That's what Enderman crop is for. And I don't think I need to do a whole lot of Minicio, but I also need to make up enough money to purchase more of the magical crop seeds, because I'm not going to do it the way that you're supposed to by grinding it out. I want nothing to do with that. I'm going to take the easy route with magical crops. So anyways, thanks guys, and talk to you later.